Top 5 Carolina. Number 5. Conger Swamp Bigfoot. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch in some regions, has captured the imagination and interest of people all over the world. While sightings are more commonly reported in the Pacific Northwest of the United States, the notion of Bigfoot is not limited to just that area. One intriguing locale that has reported sightings is the Conger National Park in South Carolina, an area colloquially referred to as the Conger Swamp. Before diving into the specifics of Bigfoot sightings, it's important to understand the geography and ecological background of Conger National Park. Spanning over 26,276 acres, this national park is one of the last large-scale, old-growth hardwood forests in the southeastern United States. This area is characterized by dense woodlands, massive bald cypress trees, and numerous swamps and marshes. The complexity and isolation of this environment make it both a treasure trove for biodiversity and a place ripe for mystery and folklore. The indigenous people of the region, such as the Conger Indians, have long had oral traditions and stories that depict beings remarkably similar to what we today recognize as Bigfoot. These accounts often describe a large, hairy creature roaming the swamps and woodlands, sometimes characterized as a protector of the forest and its creatures. Modern accounts date back to the early 20th century, with a notable increase in sightings in the late 1950s and 1960s. These reports often describe a creature between 6 and 9 feet tall, covered in dark fur, with a distinct, overpowering odor. Witnesses report everything from mysterious footprints to actually seeing the creature while hiking, camping, or even during nighttime drives near the swamp. Here are a couple interesting reports. One of the most notable reports of the Conger Swamp Bigfoot dates back to 1976, when a man named John Jeffords claimed he was abducted by a hairy bipedal creature while camping in the park. He said he was dragged into a cave, where he saw other Bigfoots and human bones. He managed to escape after 3 days and reported his ordeal to the authorities, who found his campsite destroyed and his car covered in mud and scratches. Jeffords later wrote a book about his experience, titled The Abduction of Bigfoot. Another notable report of the Conger Swamp Bigfoot occurred in 1988, when a group of Boy Scouts camping in the park heard loud screams and thumps in the night. They also smelled a foul odor and felt something shaking their tents. The next morning, they found large footprints around their campsite, measuring 18 inches long and 8 inches wide. They also noticed that some of their food was missing. The scouts were so terrified that they cut their trip short and left the park. The topic of Bigfoot naturally invites skepticism and demands scientific inquiry. Some experts have attempted to explain the Conger Bigfoot sightings as misidentified black bears, feral hogs, or even optical illusions created by the unique atmospheric conditions of the swamp. However, enthusiasts argue that the consistency in the descriptions of the creature, along with the sheer number of eyewitness accounts, warrants serious investigation. DNA samples and footprint casts have been collected over the years, but results have been inconclusive. Some samples have shown primate characteristics that don't match any known species, adding fuel to the belief that the creature exists. Beyond its significance in folklore and local traditions, the Conger Swamp Bigfoot has become something of a cultural icon in South Carolina. There are annual Bigfoot festivals, documentaries, and even themed merchandise. This creature has made its way into the local identity, much like the Loch Ness Monster in Scotland or the Chupacabra in Latin America. The topic of Bigfoot, not just in Congaree but also in other regions, tends to be divisive. Critics often cite the lack of solid evidence as a reason to dismiss the accounts as mere folklore or exaggeration. However, enthusiasts argue that the absence of evidence is not evidence of absence, pointing to the numerous unexplained phenomena in the world that were later validated through scientific discovery. The Conger Swamp Bigfoot remains a fascinating mystery, captivating believers, skeptics, and curious minds alike. Whether you see it as a legend, an as-yet unidentified species, or something else entirely, there's no denying its impact on the culture and imagination of people in South Carolina and beyond. As our understanding of biology, ecology, and even folklore continues to grow, perhaps we will someday find a definitive answer to the mystery of the Conger Swamp Bigfoot. Until then, it remains one of the most intriguing unexplained phenomena in the American Southeast. Number 4. Gaffne Gargoyle. The realm of cryptozoology is replete with tales of elusive and mysterious creatures, from Bigfoot to the Loch Ness Monster. These cryptids often serve as a lens through which we explore the unknown, and they play a role in the folklore and cultural identity of the regions where they are said to reside. One such lesser-known but captivating cryptid is the Gaffne Gargoyle of South Carolina. The story of this creature continues to be the subject of heated discussion, urban legends, and eyewitness accounts. While it has not achieved the same level of mainstream attention as other cryptids, the Gaffne Gargoyle has nevertheless left an indelible mark on the community of Gaffne and the broader South Carolina folklore. The Gaffne Gargoyle is generally described as a bat-like creature with humanoid features. Reports often mention its large wingspan, which is said to range from 4 to 12 feet. The creature's skin is usually described as leathery, and its eyes are often reported to be red or glowing. Some accounts even suggest that it has horns and a tail, much like the gargoyles depicted in Gothic architecture. The first reported sighting of the Gaffne Gargoyle dates back to the early 20th century. However, rumors suggest that Native American tribes in the region had their own legends of a similar creature, which they described as a guardian or avenging spirit. The contemporary reports gained prominence in the late 20th century, when a series of sightings occurred over a period of several months. These reports led to increased media attention, including articles in local newspapers and stories on regional television broadcasts. Here are a couple notable encounter reports. One of the earliest reports of the Gaffne Gargoyle came from a woman named Mary Smith, who claimed to have seen the creature in 1978 while driving on Highway 29 near Gaffne. She said that the creature was about 6 feet tall, had wings, and a long tail. It flew over her car and landed on a nearby fence, where it stared at her with glowing red eyes. She said that it had gray skin, horns, and sharp teeth. She was so terrified that she drove away as fast as she could. A more recent report came from a couple named Kevin and Amy Wilson, who said that they saw the Gaffne Gargoyle in 2016 while driving on Interstate 85 near Gaffne. They said that they noticed a strange shape on the side of the road, and as they got closer, they realized it was a humanoid creature with wings and a tail. It had dark gray skin, red eyes, and horns. Its it stood up and spread its wings, revealing a wingspan of about 10 feet. It then flew across the highway, causing several cars to swerve and brake. The couple said that they were shocked and amazed by what they saw. One of the most common theoretical explanations for the Gaffne Gargoyle sightings is that people are misidentifying known animals, such as large birds or bats. While this is a plausible theory, it doesn't entirely account for the humanoid features that many witnesses describe. Many people, especially within the community of cryptid enthusiasts, suggest that the Gaffne Gargoyle could be a supernatural or otherworldly being. This theory often draws parallels to the Mothman of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, another cryptid with somewhat similar features. Finally, some believe that the Gaffne Gargoyle is an unknown species yet to be classified by science. This theory holds that the creature is a reclusive animal that has managed to evade capture or scientific study, much like other famous cryptids. The Gaffne Gargoyle has become a staple of South Carolina folklore. It has inspired everything from works of fiction to local festivals celebrating the mysteries surrounding this mysterious creature. Merchandise like t-shirts, mugs, and even sculptures of the gargoyle have become popular collectibles. Additionally, the creature has been the subject of various documentaries and podcasts, further embedding its legend into the cultural fabric of the region. Despite the age of the reports, the Gaffne Gargoyle continues to be sighted sporadically to this day. Various groups and individuals have attempted to investigate these claims, armed with modern technology like infrared cameras and drones, but conclusive evidence remains elusive. The Gaffne Gargoyle serves as a fascinating example of how cryptids can capture the public's imagination and become an integral part of a region's folklore. While skeptics and believers may debate the reality of such a creature, the legend of the Gaffne Gargoyle endures as a compelling narrative that speaks to the universal human fascination with the unknown. Like many cryptids, the Gaffne Gargoyle remains shrouded in mystery, capturing the imagination of all who hear its tale. Whether a figment of collective imagination or a creature yet to be discovered by science, the Gaffne Gargoyle holds a special place in the folklore of South Carolina, beckoning both the curious and the brave to seek answers to the unexplained. Number 3. Boar's Head Beast. Cryptids are creatures whose existence has yet to be proven by mainstream science. However, they have often been seen, described, and deeply embedded in the folklore of various communities around the world. The Boar's Head Beast of South Carolina is one such intriguing cryptid. This creature has captured the imagination of locals and cryptid enthusiasts alike, invoking both curiosity and fear. Though not as famous as some of the other well-known cryptids, the Boar's Head Beast has its own unique allure that warrants an in-depth examination. The Boar's Head Beast gets its name from its alleged appearance, often described as a grotesque mix between a boar and some unidentified predatory creature. The lore surrounding this cryptid dates back to the early 19th century, primarily in the rural parts of South Carolina. Many legends stem from hunters and farmers who reportedly encountered the creature while venturing into the woods. As is common with cryptid lore, the tales have been passed down through the generations, becoming a part of the region's unique folklore. Over the years, eyewitness accounts have emerged that describe the Boar's Head Beast in vivid detail. According to these accounts, the creature is said to stand on 4 legs, roughly the size of a large bear, but with features that distinguish it from any known animal species. Most notably, it is said to have the head of a boar, complete with tusks that appear to be unusually large and sharp. Eyewitnesses often speak of its fur, usually dark brown or black, as being thick and matted, as if to provide camouflage within the forested areas it is believed to inhabit. Additional reports mention glowing eyes, perhaps an adaptation for night hunting, and a terrible, guttural noise that is unlike any animal sound native to the area. Here are a couple fairly recent reports. In 2013, a hunter named Travis Jones claimed to have encountered a huge, hairy creature with a boar-like head and tusks near the Francis Marion National Forest. He said the beast charged at him and his dogs, but he managed to scare it off with his rifle. He described it as being over 7 feet tall and weighing more than 500 pounds. He also said it had a foul smell and made a loud snorting noise. He reported his sighting to the South Carolina Department of Natural Resources, but they dismissed it as a case of mistaken identity or hoax.
They don't want to I know the real truth.
In 2016, a group of campers reported seeing a similar creature near the Sumner National Forest. They said they heard something rustling in the bushes and then saw a large, dark figure emerge from the trees. They said it had a pig-like face, long hair, and sharp teeth. They also said it had glowing red eyes and a piercing scream. They fled in terror and later found their campsite ransacked and their food stolen. They contacted the local authorities, but they found no evidence of the creature or its tracks. While the boar's head beast remains unproven in the eyes of mainstream science, various theories have been proposed to explain its existence. These theories can broadly be categorized into 3 types. One of the most plausible theories is that the boar's head beast is actually a known animal that has been misidentified. Wild boars are common in South Carolina, and the possibility exists that an unusually large or deformed boar could be mistaken for the creature. Another explanation suggests that the creature is a yet-to-be-discovered species or a relic population of an extinct animal. It is not entirely uncommon for new species to be discovered, even in the modern age, adding some credibility to this theory. The least scientifically supported but nonetheless captivating theory posits that the boar's head beast is a supernatural entity or a creature deeply rooted in folklore. These theories often intersect with local Native American legends or tales of cursed lands. The boar's head beast holds a particular place in the cultural fabric of South Carolina. It has been the subject of local festivals, documentaries, and even appeared in various fictional works. Its elusive nature serves as a magnet for cryptid researchers and enthusiasts who have often included it in their wider investigations into the unknown. In a way, the boar's head beast has become a symbol of the mysteries that yet await discovery in the natural world. While the existence of the boar's head beast remains a topic of debate, what is certain is its enduring impact on the community and cryptid enthusiasts. Whether you view it as a misidentified animal, a cryptic species waiting for scientific discovery, or a creature of folklore and legend, the boar's head beast of South Carolina continues to fascinate and terrify in equal measure. As science advances, one can only hope that the veil surrounding this creature is eventually lifted. Until then, it remains one of South Carolina's most intriguing mysteries, capturing imaginations and fueling conversations among both skeptics and believers. Number 2. Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp.
Not Mr. Number 1.
The Lizard Man of Scape or Swamp is a cryptid that has captivated the imagination of believers, researchers, and the curious public. First reported in the late 1980s in Lee County, South Carolina, this cryptid has generated a blend of folklore, eyewitness accounts, and local culture that continues to intrigue people to this day. But what do we really know about the lizard man? Is it a figment of collective imagination, or could there be some kernel of truth in the numerous sightings and encounters that have been reported? The first notable sighting of the lizard man was reported on June 29, 1988, by 17-year-old Christopher Davis. According to Davis, he was driving around 2 a.m. near Conger Swamp when he got a flat tire. While changing it, he claimed to have seen a creature running towards him. The creature was described as being about 7 feet tall, with green, scaly skin and glowing red eyes. Terrified, Davis got into his car and tried to escape, but not before the creature purportedly jumped onto the roof and left scratches and bite marks. Following the initial report, there were numerous other sightings and encounters. Local residents reported strange occurrences, such as pets and livestock going missing or being mysteriously killed. Cars were found scratched or bitten, resembling the marks left on Davis's car. Each account added to the mythos of the lizard man, and soon enough, the creature became an integral part of local folklore. The lizard man is typically described as humanoid, but with reptilian features. It is said to be 7 feet tall, with a strong build, and covered in dark green scales. It purportedly has 3 fingers on each hand and 3 toes on each foot, all ending in sharp claws. The creature's eyes are often described as glowing red or yellow, especially when it is agitated or aggressive. The lizard man is said to inhabit the area around Conger Swamp, a dense, murky environment that provides plenty of cover. The creature is often reported as being elusive and nocturnal, mostly active during the late hours of the night or the early hours of the morning. Behaviorally, the lizard man is described as being highly aggressive, especially when confronted or cornered. Here are a couple recent reports. On June 30th, 2020, a group of hikers reported seeing a large reptilian creature near the Conger Swamp. They described it as having green scales, red eyes, and 3-fingered claws. They said it was about 7 feet tall and walked on 2 legs. They claimed it made a hissing sound and ran away when they approached it. They took some photos of its footprints and sent them to a local newspaper. On October 15, 2021, a farmer named Willie DeLong Johnson said he found his chickens killed and his barn damaged by something he believed was the lizard man. He said he heard a loud noise in the night and saw a huge lizard-like creature tearing apart his chicken coop. He said it had a long tail, a snout, and sharp teeth. He said he fired a shotgun at it, but it escaped into the swamp. He later showed the police the blood and feathers on his property. The lizard man became a sensation in local and national media. Newspapers, radio shows, and eventually even television programs began covering the story. This attention reached its peak when the story was featured on shows like Unsolved Mysteries. Interestingly, the legend of the lizard man also had an economic impact on the area. Local businesses began selling lizard man merchandise, and the story attracted tourists, cryptozoologists, and curious adventurers to Conger Swamp and the surrounding communities. The story of the lizard man has been incorporated into local folklore and is often shared around campfires and family gatherings. It has become more than just a tale of a cryptid sighting. It's a part of the cultural fabric of the area. While there are many who passionately believe in the existence of the lizard man, there are also skeptics who argue that the sightings can be explained by other means. Some theories suggest that the sightings are merely cases of mistaken identity, such as people encountering known animals or lost elderly people with a bad case of shingles and interpreting them as the lizard man. Others propose that the accounts could be fabrications or exaggerations. However, for believers, the consistency in the physical description of the lizard man and the impact marks left on cars and livestock make a compelling case for its existence. The lizard man of Conger Swamp is an enduring mystery that has left an indelible impact on the community, the media, and the world of cryptozoology. While definitive proof remains elusive, the creature's presence is alive in the collective imagination of those who hear the story. Whether a tangible being or a manifestation of local folklore, the lizard man continues to haunt the swamps of South Carolina, serving as a captivating symbol of the unknown and the unexplained. As cryptids go, the lizard man offers a particularly compelling narrative due to the consistency in eyewitness accounts, physical evidence left behind, and its embedding into the local culture. For now, the lizard man remains a mystery, inviting both belief and skepticism, as it lurks in the depths of our imagination and, perhaps, the shadowy corners of Conger Swamp. Number 1.
Dogman.
Dogman. The Dogman, a cryptid that has intrigued people across the United States, has a particularly compelling presence in the state of South Carolina. With its humanoid shape and canine features, the Dogman embodies the overlap between human and animal in a way that has captivated the imagination of many. This entry will aim to provide a thorough understanding of the Dogman legend in South Carolina, exploring its history, purported sightings, and the cultural impact it has had on the community. The legend of the Dogman is not new and can be traced back to various Native American legends. Many indigenous tribes have stories about creatures similar to the Dogman, often considered shapeshifters or spirits that walk the line between man and animal. South Carolina, with its rich Native American history, provides fertile ground for these kinds of tales. Reports of Dogman sightings in South Carolina date back to the late 19th and early 20th centuries. While these reports were initially limited to small towns and rural areas, they garnered attention due to their eerie similarities. Witnesses often describe the creature as having a man's body with the head of a dog or wolf, standing around 7 feet tall when upright. In recent years, there have been an increasing number of Dogman sightings reported in the state. These reports often come from credible sources such as hunters, fishermen, and even law enforcement officers. The areas around the Appalachian Mountains and the dense forests of the upstate region are particularly hot spots for these sightings. Witnesses have even captured photographs and video footage, although the authenticity of such evidence is often debated. Here are a couple recent reports. This first encounter happened on June 15, 2016, when a man named Spanky was driving home from work at night on Highway 28. He saw a large animal cross the road in front of him, about 50 yards away. He slowed down and got a good look at it. He said it was about 7 feet tall, had dark brown fur, a muscular body, long arms that reached below its knees, hands with claws, and a wolf-like head with pointed ears and yellow eyes. It ran on 2 legs and had a long tail. It looked at him as it crossed the road and then disappeared into the woods. Spanky was shocked and scared by what he saw and drove home as fast as he could. He later contacted the Dogman Encounters website and shared his story. This second report occurred on March 12, 2022. A couple was camping in Francis Marion National Forest, near Monk's Corner, when they heard strange noises outside their tent at night. They looked out and saw two creatures that looked like wolves, but bigger and standing upright. They had gray fur, pointed ears, and long muzzles. They were sniffing around their campsite and seemed curious but not aggressive. The couple stayed inside their tent until morning, then packed up and left. They found some large paw prints and claw marks near their tent. They also later contacted the Dogman Encounters website to share their experience. The South Carolina Dogman is generally described as a large, muscular creature covered in fur. Its eyes are said to glow an eerie yellow or red, and its teeth are notably sharp and capable of inflicting significant harm. The creature reportedly has a